Hello, so here we are for another day of an isolation stream. Hope everybody's doing alright. I'm doing fine in all honesty, other than being bored, but at least Mountain Blade came out today, the new one, Bannerlord. So I've played a bit of that, seems quite good so far. Not perfectly stable or anything as you'd imagine, but you know, it's playable, and I've been enjoying playing it, but haven't really got into it enough yet. But how's everybody else doing anyway? At the moment, I was saying, I've not got much on really. Well, nobody has, I guess, because you know, evening everybody that's joining. That's good, you silly goose. But yeah, so for what am I doing? Pretty much nothing other than doing YouTube videos. Yeah, pretty much correction, thank you. I've still got gland that's slightly swollen there, but other than that, I feel perfectly fine. So I'll try and prioritize questions as and when I see them in the chat, but normally if you've got a question, don't ask it as soon as everybody joins the stream, because your question will just get drowned out in hellos. Don't forget to like the stream if you're coming on, because there's generally like a lot more people on than likes most of the time. Yeah, like I said, I'm feeling quite a lot better. It's just that one gland that's a bit painful, but the swelling's gone down quite a bit today, actually, saying that, you know, it just is a bit sore to touch, but it's not as swollen as it was. They could do, Sam. It's hard to say because you don't know how many people get it and just think they've got a flu or a really bad cold or whatever. But it seems some people get affected really differently with that. Other, you know, why some people feel like they've got a bad cold, other people die. So it's quite, you know, it's quite a hard thing to guess. Like, I really don't know. You know, there's definitely more people with it than have been tested with it because of a lack of tests. But no, class 2 instructor, it's definitely where I've had an infection somewhere, and it's obviously because the one down there was a bit swollen as well. Yeah, there are multiple strains of Sparrow, but that wouldn't account for everybody dying has one strain, everybody else doesn't. Yep, playing anything interesting, PWS Doc? I've got a video review coming out tomorrow for the radiation thing that somebody donated and asked about in the stream yesterday. I did say who it was in the video, but I can't remember off the top of my head now. It's all right, it works, but it's not as good as a Geiger counter or anything like that. So, you know, it'll tell you if radiation's higher than what you've averaged out as your background level, but that's about it. Altrix, thank you very much. He says, banana oil, radiation, what's next? I don't know, in all honesty. At the moment, not much, because I'm sat at home doing not much. Apparently there's over 40 strains recognised now, Gretchen, people were saying. Yeah. Druid H said, we don't have much put on for our area since no one in our town is confirmed for having it, and we do have social distancing about 2 meters. Some shops are closed, but you can still go out. Yeah, here there's not too much out of the ordinary, other than, you know. You could have done, Sam. It's really hard to say, because, again, until they get those tests done, where they can, you know, like, actually test you to see if you've had it and recovered from it, there's no way of knowing. Because a couple of weeks ago, I had like quite bad flu that lasted about 2 weeks. You know, like 1 week it was really serious sort of flu symptoms, and then the next week I just felt ill for like the following week, you know, not back to normal. So that could have been it, but you don't know, do you? I mean, you'd hope you've had it and are over it, but you could very well not have done. You could have just randomly had a cold or a flu at the same time. That would be a good step, Yakov, because it does cut down the amount of transmission. Henry says, how can I fix a squeezed in Shim's voice diaphragm from storage? What you need to do, well, it might work to a degree, is fill the mask up with paper, like newspaper, so it forces the mask out to its original shape. And then once it's like that, leave it for a week or two, and then hopefully it should regain its original shape. Sam said, I had that Christmas flu, took me 3 weeks to recover. I had 5 days in bed. I couldn't even play video games without throwing up. Not as far as I'm aware here, Rafu. I've still got stuff coming in. Alright, hope you're alright, Altrix. Hope it's just a regular cough. What I want to do actually is check one of my parcels, because I want to see how that's getting on from Ukraine. I'm hoping that it will have said it's arrived with Royal Mail at some point. No, last update was on the 21st of March. I don't know what's going on with that. It's my other DP63A Geiger counter I've got coming. Hello, Peach. Victor Mann says, I got 2 Scott PF10 P3 filters and they seem to fit perfectly on my Goss mask and they seem to have a Goss thread. Right, what it was we were saying in Discord yesterday is it No Name Sono? I can't remember his actual name now. I'm going to apologise to him. He looks at the manuals and he thinks Scott Pro filters are actually 40mm DIN, so that would make sense why they fit Goss masks. Oh, that's cool, Peach. Have you got a chance to use it, or will you be arrested if you go out and use it? Well, you can get reinfected Callum in the sense of probably different strains of it, but at the moment, not enough people know. But at the moment, you shouldn't be going out and about anyway, because you're being told by your governments in most countries to stay at home as much as possible, you know, to lower the risk of infecting other people. Whichever's cheaper, your Nan 420, I like both. If they were both at the same price, I'd probably go for the Fashida, in all honesty. Depends what you mean with test kits. At the moment, they're trying to develop a different kind of test kit, one that's like a much more accurate antibody test. IP5s don't take filters. They're scrubber units. They're rebreathers. They don't take filters. It's like a 40mm thread on it, but it's like a reverse 40mm thread, so you won't be able to get filters to screw in it. So Altric saying there's a stay-at-home order where he is, but there's still tons of people out being idiots. Doesn't surprise me. I have no idea, Sam. This is the problem. There's so much conflicting advice on all this. I'm just going to put the lamp on and see if I appear a bit less blue. That nobody really knows. That, you know, you can, even if you put the news on, they'll have scientists on there who are sort of arguing with each other politely about what might the thing be. We just don't know, really. M17 particulate filters would work fine. You doing all right, though, Mom Spaghetti? But yeah, it's like lockdown here isn't like really serious lockdown, because you're allowed out and about, and there's not police checking while you're out and about everywhere. It's kind of it's one of those things where if you are out and about, you know, you could be questioned while you're out and about. I haven't seen Breaking Bad in years, but wasn't it like some sort of 3M type one? I don't think it was like a military style mask. The P3 versions of the Y2K, yes. The regular PFF1s, whatever they're called, no. Yeah, exactly, Peach. You'd get more use out of a scooter, wouldn't you? It's not an awful price, Shannon. It's a bit expensive, but every mask's a bit expensive at the moment. Yeah, I've got an M1 helmet. No, I don't sell anything when it comes to masks, so don't ask me, do I have anything for sale? I wouldn't pay £100 for an On90, in all honesty, Ryan. I'd pay like 50 quid for one, but £100 is a bit much. It's just like a not as good S10. That's all they are, really. If you donate, Russian Spy. That's how we do it on here. If people donate, it's a perk they can get on the Discord server. Yeah, I've been playing Mountain Blade today, Peach, because they released that earlier than they were planning to because of coronavirus, so people can stay indoors and play it. I don't have an actual Pasca. I've got a British Armed Police helmet, which is basically a copy of a Pasca, but I don't have a Pasca, and that doesn't even have a cover on it. It's just like a black helmet, you know, where they have Velcro so they can stick police on the front. I'd have to get a load, Todd, because at the moment I don't have any other than really old foul-smelling stuff, which I wouldn't really want to use. If you get a good mask, you don't need anti-fog paste anyway, because the oral nasal cup and all that will be set up so it won't fog up with your breath anyway. Are you doing anything interesting, Thomas, or are you just doing boring stuff? I suppose doing boring stuff as long as it... We've been doing a lot of tidying around the house. You might not notice it from this room, obviously, but we've been like clearing out cupboards and clearing out, you know, like bookshelves and things, looking through like piles of rubbish. You know, well, not rubbish, but you know, where you've got loads of stuff stored in a room, sort of going through it to see if any of it can actually be thrown away. You're gonna be a caveman then, are you, Peach? At the moment, I'm afraid you won't find cheap gas masks. Just because, again, if you're asking at the moment about cheap masks, there aren't any because there's a worldwide mask shortage. Yeah, Henry, I saw a thing that didn't somebody set a marathon record running around a garden in like loops and loops and loops and loops? And what did you tell him, Todd, if you don't mind saying on here? To work or to buy essentials or something? Yeah, I've been doing a bit kung flu. Yeah, I'm going to get back into weights again properly quite soon. But where I had the flu, I was resting up a lot more just because doctors obviously advise you if you've got a flu or like a really kind of, you know, lethargic causing sort of illness, rest up. Don't push yourself because then it takes longer to recover. Cotton socks would not be good enough to be proper particle filters, no. They're better than nothing, but they're not a proper particle filter. All right, Mike. Yeah, your stream the other day, I don't think I got the notification till you're nearly done, and then I went to bed really early. Ramirez, or Ramirez, however your name's pronounced, it's more of a case, I guess, of just spotting a lucky thing. But at the moment, S10's going for like £100 to £200. So if you got one for that price, you're really lucky. But you know, when most people are saying, you know, what masks are available at what prices, that's not going to be a typical example, is it? So you know, I could say, oh, I got my S10 at a car boot sale for 15 quid because that was one I did. But you know, that's not going to help other people online, is it? How many deac weapons have you got? 5, but I can't show them anymore because of YouTube's stupid policies. I suppose that's kind of a good thing if they're sending people home who don't actually live there. I've got crossbows, MJ, but we'll be very careful what we say on YouTube, won't we? Does Duck know what stream he donated on? Because I know we've been logging people who've donated recently. So I can check the logs, but if it was a while ago, he'll need to say what the actual date was. That's why we've always been saying with Discord, please give your ID properly the day you donate. Don't leave it like a couple of weeks and then say I donated, because then we have to go back and check because a lot of people claim to have donated when they haven't. Very rarely, Todd. I've done them with Weapon Collector a couple of times, and I've been over to his because he lives quite close to me. But I don't really see the point of doing, you know, like random collabs with other people online that don't have channels very related to mine. You know, if I had related channels, I'd do it. But $1, £1, Lewis is pretty much just any low figure. It's just so it's more of a perk for people who've donated. Because if I said anybody could get one, it's a bit of a piss take now for people that have donated. I know you've donated before, Class 2 instructor. Tumbo says isolation's going fine. You're right, Tumbo. Still in work, still do shopping, still don't like going out. Yeah, it's a bit strange where we are because it went from all of a sudden people completely taking the piss and not staying in till all of a sudden some of the streets looking totally empty almost within a day. Well, Roman, I'm on the thing where my job's technically like that, where thank you, Duck. What's your Discord username though? Is it Duck? Because you need to post your Discord username. I'm going to assume it's Duck and try and add you on that. But yeah, for people posting Discord IDs, just please click the thing where it copies them for you. Don't just randomly give me half a username. So let me try Duck and then that and see if it works. No, it doesn't like Duck and that, so please do your name properly. Thank you, Lewis. What's that, Altrix? His username or what? Right, let me add you, Lewis, because right, cool. All right, let me add all those people now and try not to lose them in the chat. No, it doesn't like Mooney 4650, so you have to get back to me with that one. That's not correct. Literally click the thing so it copies it for you. That's the easiest way to do it. Pop work, so well done you've clicked the thing. But yeah, don't type your name out as you see it. Click the thing so it copies it to the clipboard. Because yeah, if you just try and type it out, if it's not good, it's because it's case sensitive kind of thing. It's a shame that there isn't just a way for YouTube super chats of giving people an invite button. All right, let me check Patreon then, because obviously this isn't Patreon, is it? It's YouTube super chats. But yeah, Kopath Kovacs on there. Yeah, let me add you on there then. Yeah, you can obviously do it through Patreon. That's another way of doing it. But the problem is I can't really check both at once. But I've invited you now. Thank you. So once you accept that, I can invite you. Can you do it again, Lewis? Just sometimes Discord's a bit weird where it won't copy it properly. Yeah, but they might demonetize it N later on, but I haven't said the word corona in the title, have I? That might be why. Right. Let me try both of those then, Eltrix. Mooney doesn't work. Let me try the other one, Antidote. Or NTO, whatever it is. NTO worked. Invite to server. There we go. So, Duck, have you pasted your YouTube name yet? Not YouTube, Discord name. There's no way, Todd, of sending it in the YouTube super chat or whatever, or the YouTube chat. There's no way you can put links in here. It just doesn't let you do them. Oh, it's fair enough. That's interesting. I know Weapon Collector says sometimes he gets people on, like, watching, and then their wife or something will say, "Who's that boring bloke you're watching droning on and on?" Well, I just find that quite funny. As in the ones where he puts the thing on it and gets like nearly 10 millisieverts. Chris, if that's the person, yes, I've seen his videos. The thing is where they're saying about the infection rate slowing down or speeding up, you have to wait quite a few days, don't you, to see if there's an average of it going up and down. Because just simply picking one day doesn't mean anything. So there's been loads of days they've gone with Italy. Oh, their numbers were lower today than yesterday, which means it's going down. No, just one day on its own can be an outlier. For the people asking the same questions over and over again that I've already answered, what's the point? All right, the people that donated earlier today, can you post your Discord IDs again, just to see if we can get them to go through? Make sure you click the thing so it copies the whole thing. I've got a few on there, but some of them didn't work, and I don't want to miss them. Doily says, I'm a woman, I like the streams. Oh, there you go. That Delta V didn't donate, did he? But he keeps spamming it. Well, most sensible people always have a bit of canned food in the cupboard if they can have space for it. The main thing is resealing it, bangers and mash, but if it's a particle filter, there's not really any point. I don't think you get how Discord works, Todd. Discord is like a gaming kind of chat room thing. I have nothing to do with Discord other than the fact there's a Discord server for people that donate. So is Sweden just going full steam ahead at being retarded? So wasted. Like saying, oh, you don't need to isolate, it will go away on its own. Why would I be careful with Discord? So if you don't talk about anything illegal, what's the fucking problem? Right, this is the problem I have with people on the internet, right? Anyway, if you post something somewhere, you should probably expect other people will be looking at it. I don't understand why people whinge that they basically don't send stuff over secure services and then go, oh, people might look at it. It's like, yeah, literally talk to people face to face with like a tap running if you don't want people spying on you. I don't understand, all this stuff about, oh, I used a non-secure service that's free to use and I'm worried people might have looked at what I say. Don't say illegal stuff on there. That's the simple answer, isn't it? Right, Lewis, let me try that again. Hopefully it'll work this time. Yeah, nothing online is truly private, exactly. I'm just going to keep trying to put the Mooney one in, because it keeps saying, didn't work, but you think that's exactly as it's... There we go, and it's worked that time, look. So after 5 attempts of pressing enter, it just worked. That's Discord being Discord, isn't it? Right, send me a PM, Mooney, and then I can add you to the server. Right, did Duck ever post his ID? Right, thank you, Brownie, let me add you. And I can see Mooney now. There we go, done. And there's one worked. There we go. As soon as that's accepted, can be invited. I'm not really an expert in gas masks, so I just like collecting them and reading some of the history behind them. All right, thank you, Eltrix. Like a pillow, mum spaghetti, because all it literally is like a cottony kind of mask. So it just feels like having your face on a pillow. Um, David, I think the problem is with Boris, right, and a lot of politicians. They were naive enough to believe the Chinese figures. That would be like asking the Soviets, is Chernobyl bad, and them saying it's completely under control. It's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? A communist government lying about a disaster going on in their own country. Because they dodged a question actually during a press conference today, with Dominic Raab, whoever it was asked, should China face a reckoning for their lying over this? And they dodged that question because, quite a lot of people now are very upset that China lied, which we all knew months ago was going to be the case. Videos of, dead bodies in the street. I'm not saying that's funny, but, there's videos of literally dead bodies in the streets, crematorium staff crying and they can't, collapsing from fatigue. And then them saying, oh no, only like this many people have died. Like, when it's totally bollocks, don't you? That Vic says, opinions on AliExpress 40-minute air supply blower. Let me have a look. Is it a Papa system? If so, I've not got much experience with different Papas, but let's have a look. So what was it called? 40mm air supply blower, and thank you, Davik. But I have to put the exact thing in because I know they use lots of buzzwords, don't they? So let's see which one that is. Right, I'm just trying to see which is the actual proper one, because where I searched that, it says 0 results, and I'm just getting lots of, like, dust cleaning things and, like, computer fans. And I'm on AliExpress. Let me just search 40mm air supply without the blower on. No, there's none coming up, I'm afraid. I'm assuming it's a Papa unit. If it's a Papa unit, as long as it's not made out of crap parts, take some sort of standard battery, it's probably quite good, but... the problem could be, Richard, if you've got a leak in your filter, you could have inhaled charcoal, it could be that. Thank you, Samuel. Let me add you. I'm just sorting out the invites for people that joined. Has Duck posted his ID yet? Just for any of the mods on. And it's more quarantine fatigue, I imagine, goes Jesus. And we're only just into a week of it now, aren't we? At least Mountain Blade Warband's come out now, so there's that. But at the moment, like my dad was saying the same thing. It's like, what, the days seem to just merge into one. Where you don't really know what the days are anymore because you've got nothing on any of the days. Because, like I was saying, both my weekend job and my volunteer job, we're all basically told not to go in for. So other than just doing YouTube videos and streams, every day is just the same thing. It's get up, do some jobs around the house, sit around doing nothing. Well, if you can get those shrimp zoo where you are, then yes. But again, before this, you could get other masks cheaper than that. But the problem is everything's sold out now. It's Monday, isn't it, Mike? Yeah, Monday. Good thing my watch actually has a date thing on. But yeah, because that's the thing, is where I'm not at work anymore at the weekend. It's not like I think, right, I'm working this weekend, Thursday I need to get up early for the Blue Cross. It's just kind of, doesn't matter, does it, what I'm doing each day, as long as I turn up on YouTube to do a stream and I make a video for the next day. Cheers, Mo. Problem is, sometimes on these streams we end up just talking about whatever, not where. That's strange, Ghost Jesus, isn't it? If where you are there's no lockdown, but neighbouring places do have lockdowns. Yeah, Peach, you definitely need to keep active. I think it'd be a very bad thing if you just sat there and did nothing all day, every day. It's going to depend totally, Todd, on your face shape. The problem is, you want a mask that's going to fit well with your face and not need to, you don't need to tighten the straps really far. I don't play Minecraft lethargy. I actually bought it because a lot of my mates wanted me to get into it, and I just could never get into Minecraft. I was like, but what's there to do on this? What's the objective of it? Oh, you just build stuff. It's like, yeah, but what are you meant to do? Well, you just build stuff. And it just got to the stage like, I like sandbox games to an extent, but Minecraft is just too sandboxy for me. No, I've never played DayZ. I never even got it to work as an Arma 2 mod. Yeah, swimming pool would be good exercise, Glock, man. Yeah. Yeah, the nice thing at least is there's a lot of people saying, oh, you make my evening or afternoon entertaining by doing a stream. Well, there's that. I'm entertaining other people. But, that's a nice thing, is at least you can chat with other people. I think it keeps you a bit sane to talk with people. Because if I wasn't doing YouTube stuff, I'd barely be talking to anybody right now. I'd be, like, now and again talking to a couple of my mates on, like, Steam or whatever. And that would be it, like, and talking to my dad. The only Sims game I really like, Mike, is the very original Sims of all the expansions, like the 2D isometric one, and like the PS2 kind of Sims games, which are more close to Sims 1. I didn't like the Sims 2 and 3 and all that, where they made all these other things in it. Like there was all these like life aspirations or something. It's like, I just wanted something where they could fucking, you could, like, drown them in the swimming pool, or put a fence around them and burn them alive with fireplaces or fireworks. Yeah, I'm all right, Rajiv. Just slowly going crazy. I think it's probably going to eventually be like The Shining. No work and all play makes Jack a dull boy. I liked Hearts of Iron 3, but I didn't get into a lot of the Paradox ones. I just don't think I had the patience for the learning curves on them. What I did in one of the houses in The Sims is I wanted to have a graveyard in the garden, so I just kept moving families in to kill them, so I could put more and more graves in this graveyard until there was like 40 graves, and I thought that's enough, and then it looks like an authentic graveyard. Oh, that's funny. No, Todd. If you have a GP5 on long enough, it will start to stretch out a bit. But yeah, in general, master straps are better than helmet style masks like GP5s, just because they're like made to a certain size. Where obviously straps give you a bit of play with how tight you want them. Yeah, you can starve them as well. Observer. No, Regiv, I don't think I have. Let me look this up. Is it like the cyberpunky looking thing? I'm just looking at the picture of it. Observer is a psychological horror game developed by Bloober Team. It was originally released on. I haven't actually heard of that at all. I weirdly recognise the picture of it slightly. There's like a Rutger Hauer looking guy on the cover. Did Rutger Hauer die? Oh, it stars Rutger Hauer. Okay, that was thing. Yeah, Rutger Hauer died last year. He was one of those people where I was having a moment and going, did Rutger Hauer die or not? I can't remember if he died in the news or not. But yeah, there we go. That's what this is doing to my brain already, and we're like a week in. But, you know, it's a bit of that Mandela thing there, where I was thinking Rutger Hauer was dead, wasn't he? And I'm thinking, wait, was he dead? What was your favourite Rutger Hauer film then, everybody? Most people would probably say Blade Runner or Escape from Sorbidal, whatever it's called. The, like, concentration camp film, death camp film. I quite like Hobo with a Shotgun, though. Reggie have said Hobo with a Shotgun, there we go. There's hedgehogs in the UK shrimp zoo, but I don't have pet hedgehogs. They turn up in the garden now and then. If you're in the US, Noel, Sportsman Guide is a pretty good site. I generally just always use eBay, though, because then different people can list them at different prices. Escape from Sobibor. Is that how it's pronounced? Piano note? I remember watching it. It was like a VHS quality copy on Amazon, but it's an alright film. There's a version of the GSR that comes 40mm by default, but I can't remember. Is it the Scott FRR it's called, that one? There's the Hitcher as well. Traffic warden hat's down there, can't be asked to put it on. RMC 2018 says, can you help me? My CT12 doesn't make a correct seal and I don't know how to correct it. In what sense? Have you bought one that's completely the wrong size for your face? Because in that regard, it's not going to work. But how do you mean? Can you specify? Because basically the concept of a mask, fully loosen the straps, put your chin in first, then the front bit, you know, so you get that, you put your chin in, that bit there, to the bottom 2 straps, middle 2 straps, top 2 straps. There's already stuff in the garden survive. Escape from New York, yep, great film. The problem is, Lucas, at the moment, most sold out everywhere. I can link to one I like that they have on AliExpress, assuming they're exporting them again. Right, this mask is quite good. So there you go. If that mask is decent, well, let's use the word decent, shall we? It's this one. This mask is decent for the price they charge for it on AliExpress. Like, very good for the price, but it's a decent mask overall. But the problem is most masks on surplus sites now are sold out. I suppose you have donated, haven't you, Altrix? Hang on. I'll put this on and then the hat. Although this hat is sort of too small for me. Altrix said, did the stream die? No, I don't think so. Not as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure my hands probably just look big on the camera because they're closer to the camera. It's like a perspective thing. If you're saying this mask looks worse than an S10, that's because the S10 is one of the best military masks ever designed. This is a generic panoramic industrial mask. Are you going to say soon that your Ferrari's better than, you know, a Renault Clio? Because that would be true, wouldn't it? But it doesn't change the fact of what the categories are and the prices are. No, Todd, I am not a traffic warden as a job. I've not got anything running in the background, Ghost Jesus, so it's probably just internet strain in my area or YouTube servers. It will be fine, PC Guide. A diaphragm is just a plastic disc. I mean, yeah, there's metal around it, but I wouldn't be too worried about submerging it. You can take the diaphragm out of the mask anyway if you wanted to. I guess you don't know what Threads is, Todd. eBay. There's like lots of vintage clothing shops on eBay that have stuff in stock like that. Altrix has just spoiled Soylent Green for all the people who haven't seen it. Right, if you're on about old military masks, old military masks will work fine, assuming you've got the right filter on it. Right, I'm getting rid of the guy who's been spamming the chat for a while. Yeah, but that's not as good, Don't Trip, is it? I mean, you don't have as cool outfits now. Back then, you know, it was more of a greatcoat and that kind of hat thing. Now it's just like a generic cop-looking outfit with some bits on that say traffic warden and not, you know. I think what this pandemic is teaching us, Altrix, is sadly a lot of people don't. They've changed their opinion mark, have they, today, that all of a sudden they work? Or is that not for doctors either? The masks work for regular people. Yeah, Contagion's a good film, Roman. Royston Vasey, that's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, isn't it? Or just League of Gentlemen, whatever it's called. British prepper. Oh, look, that person's got a picture of Weapon Collector. Let's report him. Oh, you'll have to report him, Mike. But British prepper's got a picture of you for his picture. I'll block him, but you'll need to report him yourself, Mike. Well, they're both P3, person who hasn't got a name, like Dash Dash, but Myra ones will probably cost more than the Scott ones, the exact same thing. Yeah, well, now we know, don't we, Neo Man? It's pretend it's fine, do very little too late, pretend it's fine. So $25 for a P3 filter. Wow, what price? You know, the Scott ones used to be $5 a filter. Yeah, the problem is with Myra, is Myra's mask product range is mostly Czechoslovakian or Czech masks, right? Like Czech Republic, Czechoslovakian masks. But they charge way more for them than all the other companies that make those same masks under license. And then when Myra make filters, Myra charge way more for the filters than any equivalent companies making the same filters. And then somehow talk about how their filters are better quality than everyone else. Like, no, they're not. They're just the exact same fucking thing, but you like to pretend your company does a better job at making them. Said I'd answer what RMC. If your mask is the right size, I don't see how it doesn't fit you. Thank you, __ or dash, whatever your name is. Yeah, well, P100's the best you can get, Shrimp Zoo, isn't it? Unless you make your own filter where you get a P100 P3 filter and then stick more filters in front of it. The only thing I can suggest, RMC, is if you have a mask that's not the right size and it doesn't make an airtight seal to your face, your mask is damaged. But personally, if somebody said to me, they've got a mask that's the right size, but it's not fitting them and it's letting in air, it's probably not the right size, is it? Because I don't understand how I can answer this. If you've got a mask that's in the right size, it would be the right size. That's a good point. In Telebrite films, yeah, you need to be clean shaven. Wow, you can have a bit of a moustache there, but yeah, like when I wear my mask to the pharmacy tomorrow, I'll shave tonight or in the morning to get rid of any stubble or anything under my chin. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, yeah, you said clean shaven. That's a very good point. 15 more minutes. Thank you, Daniel. Right, all of those filters, as far as I'm aware, are not P3. And thank you, Joni. He says, how do you keep your head warm when using strap masks? What, as in, you've got the mask on and you want to keep your head warm, you can put a coat and put a hood over it. Like, for example, with this. If you've got, your mask on with straps, you can still put a hood up, can't you, over the mask like that? Let me demonstrate that if you want to see that. Actually, let's use the check mask because that's more of a classic strap mask. So there you go. That will keep your head warm, won't it? Because you've got your ears and all that covered by a hood. That's a check CM4. Yeah, it's a good mask. Well, I'd say it's a good mask. I'll wear this for the last 10 minutes of the stream, why not? The nice thing is I finally got this M65, which actually fits me properly, which is nice. Yeah, Joni, yeah, just buy some hooded jackets or whatever. That's the only thing I can suggest is because a hoodie, obviously, or a raincoat, you've got a hood, haven't you, to go over your ears. I've not really seen anything about it, Henry. Can you elaborate? But the GP5 is also very size restricted, isn't it? Yeah, Mike, I don't know why he was back, unless somebody allowed him back on where he had 2 accounts with the same name. The thing is, if somebody's got 2 accounts with the same name, you know that'd make trouble, don't you? Because no normal person would do that. I haven't seen many news scenes from New York, but aren't they using like big refrigerated trucks now for storing bodies? Yes, Aussie Prepper, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Right, see you, Gretchen. Yeah, I've got enough toilet paper. How about you? Oh, that's a shame, Henry. But yeah, that means it's not going to contain it, is it, unfortunately? If somebody's saying COVID-19's a cold or the flu, ban them. Don't time them out. They just need a ban. That's a shame. 112523. It's the same here. Lots of people are just violating it. And it's got to be pretty boring, hasn't it? Survive unless you found interesting things to do. Yes, Daniel? Or do you mean weapon collector? Yeah, exactly. You have to stay sane, really, don't you? Right, I'll be off in a couple of minutes. Hopefully this hasn't been a too boring stream for people. It's been a bit of a strange one tonight. It's not been a bad stream or anything. It's just been a bit weird with some of the questions that have been asked. And again, people, asking for Discord invites but not knowing their Discord IDs. Apparently, Sailor Ashore YouTube deleted his channel. Or he may have deleted it himself, but don't know, one of the two. Although, a while ago, he said he wasn't accepting the new terms of service, didn't he? And then nothing happened around that. So I don't know if it was just they, on a delay, banned people who didn't accept the new terms of service. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, because I do know Jack said a while ago he didn't accept the new YouTube's terms of service, and he wouldn't. So that's the only thing I can think of if they eventually just banned him because he hadn't accepted it months on. I don't even know who that is, Tumbo Plusnet ads, because I've not seen any of them. I don't even watch television anymore. No, Druid H. I've only seen the ones that are done under certain colours for like what gas they filter. But like the person asking earlier about the Chinese filters with the AliExpress masks, the problem is I don't think any of those are P3 rated. I think all of them are like P1 rated and then like decent chemical protection. Thank you very much, Tenny Army Barbie. He says, I live in the USA. Do you think these filters are real? And if so, what mask can I get? I've been waiting to catch you live. What filters do you mean by these filters are real? And if so, what mask can I get? I've been... in the USA, let's see if Sportsman Guide still has anything on. Because that's the only site I know about other than using US eBay to find masks in the US. So Sportsman Guide, let's search gas mask. Right, they've still got Polish OM14s at a decent price. So there's these. The filter isn't the safest filter in the world, but there you go. That would at least work. Weirdly, the OM14s are cheaper than GP5s. Wow. That's weird, isn't it? Oh, they've got Italian M90s on there for actually like $90. That's not too bad, or $100. Let me link that. So there's that. Again, that's an actual very good mask. Always reminds me of the S6, the M90. And they've got Israeli M15s for like $110. All right, it's on eBay. Let me search it then. High-end NBC CBR multi-purpose gas mask filter NATO 40mm. Just made in 03/2020. Let me have a look. But you don't need gas filters for coronavirus. Right, let's have a look. So that is $50 for one filter. It's pretty expensive. And it's just a generic filter. Personally, I wouldn't pay that for one. It's a standard ABEC P3 filter. That's not strictly an NBC filter either. It's just an ABEC P3, which is an industrial filter. It would cover a lot of chemical threats that were military, but for Corona, all you need is the P3 bit that's at the end of that. I mean, I know lots of filters are overpriced at the moment, Penny, but they'd stop it to a degree, Marco, but if it's organic vapor without the particulate, let me add you on Discord. But yeah, some other Americans might be able to link you to some cheaper equivalent filters on there. But in terms of what that is, $50, I wouldn't pay that for what it is. I mean, like you said, it's a newly produced in-date filter, so that's good, but I wouldn't pay, that sort of price for it. But yeah, in regards to Corona, all you actually need is a P3 filter. But again, they're harder to find than they used to be. It's not really a new Scott filter if it expired in 2019, is it? Because that's not new if it's out of date. Link says, bro, I'm over in Houston, Texas, and my mom won't even let me get out of the car in some place because some people are dumbasses and can't isolate themselves from carnivorous. Do you mean coronavirus rather than carnivorous? Carnivorous sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a dinosaur virus, like a meat-eating virus. Actually, necrosis virus would be fucking horrifying. Carnivorous. Carnivorvirus. Carnivosaurus. But yeah, I don't blame your mum for isolating you because there are a lot of stupid people out there. Autocorrect there, that's all right. I knew what you meant, but Carnivosaurus virus. Oh, made in 2019, not expired in 2019. As I say, if it expired 2019, it wasn't new, was it? The Israeli M15 by miles, because the Israeli M15 takes 40mm filters and isn't a cheap filter mask. Yeah, hopefully bangers and mash. If there's a zombie dinosaur virus, I think we're fucking screwed, in all honesty. Imagine zombie T-Rexes. Like, you can't even shoot them to stop them. If you're donating via Super Chat, Fargot, no. If you're donating via Patreon, then yes, you need a Patreon account. Ellis says Sneed's feed and seed formerly Chucks. Yeah, The Simpsons. What's the worst gas mask I know of? Half-face mask, that Chinese one with the yellow filters. Full-face gas mask, that Chinese pewter mask. I mean, it's not a surprise China makes the worst masks in the world just because of how much stuff they make, but, There's actually 193 likes. Thank you again, Tenny Army Barbie. For whoever it was it Altrix who just asked me who Jabot is, I'll say on here, it's just Bart, Bart, who's sometimes actually physically here when we're not isolating. My friend Bart. because I know him in real life, I gave him an admin role, but he never comes on the fucking server anyway. So it doesn't really help. Because I can get antihistamines on prescription, Rajiv, I never have an issue because the ones that they prescribe aren't the ones that sell out. Can you get them on Amazon? Because I know Amazon at the moment it's quite good for actually getting medical stuff. Like Buscopan. I've got a big packet of Buscopan coming tomorrow that's like stomach medication. And that's like a box of 40 for only a £5, where in most pharmacies and shops it's like £3 for a box of 20. £3 to £5 for a box of 20. Most Chinese filters on eBay, Druid H, are pretty useless, I found. Chinese military filters are alright, but most of the like very cheap Chinese filters, like the refillable ones or whatever else, are pretty useless. See you, Lorga. What you're on about, Colin? Surely it depends on what's in a particular medicine, doesn't it? If it's a filter of just activated charcoal in no particulate filter, it wouldn't be very good. Tenny again, thank you very much, said Army Barbie. Said, what mask would go with that filter since that, like, the only filter I can find? Any 40mm mask will work with that. So you'll find pretty much any of the NATO things, Israeli M15s, those Italian M90s I link now will work with that. And thank you, Roblox. If you ask on the Discord, people can probably find you links to masks that are in stock. I've done a video on it, Roblox. Watch the video. It hasn't changed since I've done the video, and I'm not putting them back on to damage them further by taking them off again. So, as there's a video, you can rewatch videos. I don't know if you know that, but you can replay them. You can't just watch a YouTube video once and then it disappears. You can click replay. So, I don't need to do it again because the video's still up. All right, cool, Tenny. Yeah, I'm sure some people can probably on Discord can probably link you who are in the US to places that still have masks, but obviously at the moment I only really know what's in the UK, because a lot of the time you see stuff that you think's in stock and then it says we can't ship it to you, basically. Yes and no, Vic. The older ones are very good. Unfortunately, the newer ones are made a bit shitter, like they've cut down on the quality of materials. Santa Cabret says, I love you, dude. Thank you very much. Samuel Hodge said, I sent my Discord ID. I didn't see it. Can you post it again? Or have I accepted it? If I've accepted it and I've not... Oh, no, I see you on there, Samuel Hobbs. Yeah, invite to server. There you go. Done. Newt is special, says Altrix. Oh no, the mods are fighting, are they? Yeah, the fabric straps are a lot better on those, especially because the rubber straps have the pinging sort of thing. What do you mean by the swappable filter system, Tesco? As in the thing where it seals the air until you put the new filter on? That's a good thing, but a lot of newer masks are doing that, and that you could, in theory, have that on a 40mm mask. Oh, it's definitely airborne. We've known that from pretty early on, where people were getting it even when there was quarantine measures put in place, but not, enough quarantine that would have stopped airborne infection. I don't know, Richard. You can certainly own cap and ball. I don't know about the other things. They think several hours, actually, Glockman, because there was a case on a bus, apparently, where somebody had it on a bus and then they got off the bus, and then people getting on the bus for several hours later were still inhaling it and getting it into their lungs. No, well, I mean, it would to a degree, Marco, but particle filters actually are like paper heaper kind of things. particle filters are more like kind of coffee filters, you know, when you have coffee paper sort of filters, whereas charcoal is more just gases adsorb, they cling to the charcoal because it's very porous. Yeah, that's a better thing, Tesco, but other masks are doing that now as well. But I think that's quite a minor thing, really. But yeah, different people prefer different masks. Right, I'll be going off now. Thank you, everybody that donated again. Is it ever a good time to be a sewage worker? I don't know, but yeah, it's a real shitty job at the moment. Pun intended, with a shitty virus that you can catch from coming into contact with it, because it's fecal, urine, and airborne transmission. Lovely, definitely not a bioweapon. Right, I'll be off, but thank you everybody that donated. I'll probably be on tomorrow, but yeah, it was a strange stream tonight. But yeah, see ya. And don't forget, if you have donated, post your Discord ID at some point, but say which stream you donated on. Right, bye.